Well, we're still 2 weeks away from the playoffs, but playoff-like atmosphere here tonight at Florence Memorial Stadium as West Florence takes on Hartsville, joined by head coaches from both teams right now. We'll start with Jeff Calabrese, head coach for the Red Foxes. Coach, obviously win. You look at like you have the inside spot at the third spot in the playoffs for the region. So how big is this game for you guys?
Oh, it's just another ball game. No, listen, anytime you get together with West Florence is important.
We start tonight's team coverage on where the jobs are at the Southeastern Institute for Manufacturing and Technology at Florence Darlington Tech. And News 13's Martha Hahn. Martha.
Bob, the jobless rate is alarming, and with the economic meltdown that happened since those numbers were released, more and more people need help in finding those high-paying jobs or just finding a job at all.
Although those long lines were predicted before the election, in fact, though, some people in the PD waited more than 2.5 hours today to cast their ballots. News 13's Mackenzie Taylor's been watching the polls and those lines all day, and she joins us live right now in Florence. Mackie?
Well, Bob, the long lines, they have died down, but there is no doubt that they indicate that voter turnout today was very good. And that's exactly what lots of poll clerks across the PD, including those here at Ward number 12, are saying. For the past few months, law enforcement in Florence County have been banding together.
Different things mean different things.
Taking on the challenges of another group.
This particular group that does this, we call them the 900 boys.
They are just one of around 90 gangs the Florence County Gang Task Force is trying to eliminate.
When we come out, we are looking for gang members. We're looking for any of the new graffiti. We're just trying to let the gang members know that we're out here and we're interested in what they're doing.
So they are checking out abandoned homes.
It's pretty disgusting, and nobody likes to have to come in here, but you know, we do, and that's how we know so much about what's going on in here.
Homes used as headquarters for gang activity.
Some place where they can go and get away from, you know, the watchful eye.
But now they're being watched even closer.
Anything that we can find to get them into the court system that we can utilize, we utilize. There's a lot of different tools at our disposal now.
And while this particular night no arrests were made, no gang members found, it was still no loss.
It lets us know they're still using the place where to hang out. I mean, we can come here, and if we think, you know, one of the guys might be hiding out here, we'll come and look for him here.
And law enforcement says while the signs of gang activity continue to show in Florence County, they're not the only ones making their presence known. In Florence County, Kelly Gillespie, News 13.
Just a few seconds, and this started off of a transformer.
That's all it took for the pine trees to catch fire that Danny Turner and his father recently planted.
My dad and I, we talked about it. You know, how it would be dangerous if, you know, we invested all this money in pine trees and a fire would come along and take it out.
But Turner says he never imagined it would go this far.
It's very, very devastating.
His land and the ones living on it were in jeopardy.
My dad and them, there's 6 of them that grew up in that house, and I know it means a lot to them, so I do what I have to do.
Turner did what he could to protect what was inside the home.
Yeah, I went in and I got my grandmother's clothes, got her Bibles with the money in it, and my mother got her medicine.
He also did what he could to help protect his land and those living on it.
Everything, pulling hoses, holding the hoses, just anything I can do.
But the most upsetting thing for Danny Turner isn't the loss, it was the gain.
Everybody's tight, and for something like this to happen, you know, it's a shame this has to bring everybody closer together. It's awful.
In Marion County, Kelly Gillespie, News 13. Since Jeff was a little boy, he says he's been fascinated with gamecocks.
I thought they were amazing. Just couldn't understand them. I thought they were beautiful. And I liked the way they fought and the way they defended themselves.
And for the past 24 years, Jeff says he's been raising them.
And this is a pretty boy. Named him after Ric Flair.
And he says he's been breeding these birds to fight.
People respect our chickens, and if they see how they fight good, then they'll give us a pretty good bit of money for them, and it does help support my family and my kids.
Cockfighting is illegal in South Carolina, and the penalties could get stiffer, from misdemeanor to felony.
We watched the UFC fights on Saturday night, I watch them too. These men go there and they beat and they battle themselves to death, and when they leave, you see the blood in the pit. I think that's inhumane.
However, many people feel cockfighting is inhumane. At the end of the night, only one bird is left standing, but Jeff says with or without a pit, fighting is in the gamecock's nature.
They live to breed, they live to fight, and they live for dominancy.
A fight that ultimately ends by taking their lives, which is why the state has laws against it. In Florence County, Kelly Gillespie, News 13.